Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. So today we are going to be making yet another chasing tool. So what we will be making today is a planishing foot tool. Now a planishing foot tool has somewhat of an L to it or a point to it to get up into little recesses. I'm going to make this a fairly small foot tool for 1/4 inch. You'll want to make yours for 3/8 or maybe just a little bit larger. Our starting stock size is 1/2 inch or 12.5 mil. And then it's approximately 2 inches long or 50 mil. And then we're shooting for a tool that is overall 3 inches long or 75 mil. So hopefully that's all clear. We got this tool good and hot, this chunk of coil spring. All these tools are being made from coil spring, all these chasing tools. And we're going to start by squaring this up. We want to square this cross section up so this way it sits nicely on the anvil. It doesn't roll around. So that'll be the first step in all the processes going here forward. You want to make sure it's nice and squared up. So dress this down. Remember to stop hitting it once it gets to about this color. It is okay to do some planishing blows or planishing if you're English major here, but it's okay to take and planish up some of these faces or facets. That's okay at a colder temperature, but you basically want to stop hitting it at about this point just to be on the safe side. So we'll get this heated back up and we will draw out the end that's going to be the planishing foot. Now, we are going to stop just shy of the thickness that we're wanting. We want it to be a little thicker because we need to offset our material on the far side edge of the anvil. So we will do that in this next clip here. Okay, so now let me go over what I've done here. We have essentially drawn this down to a rectangular shape. So it is wider, grab Mr. Thing here, it is wider in this cross section than it is here. So we want the thickness to be just heavy of 3/8 of an inch or 9.5 mil. And we want this here to be almost 1/2 inch or 12.5 mil or the original parent bar thickness. Reason for that being is we are going to shove this mass forward off the far side of the edge of the anvil with 1/2 on 1/2 off blows. Then we will refine the shape. That's why you have to stop short, because you're going to lose a little bit of mass as you hammer this down and refine this planishing foot here. So let's get it heated up again, and we are going to shove the mass of the material off the far side edge of the anvil and start pushing out a little bit of a foot. Alright, so we got this nice and hot. We're going to hold it up at an angle, and we want to drive over the edge approximately a cube of material or 1/2 inch, say 12.5 mil material, and we want to straighten that down. And now we're going to just continue to hammer that down, give ourselves that offset in correcting this material thickness spread. Then we will dress this back down, this lump you see here, this bevel here, we will dress that back down into the heel of the foot here after we dress this material up a little bit better to create our little foot tool. Okay, we just want to keep dressing down this toe of this foot here. You're going to see a really awkward backward bevel here coming up. That's okay. We're just trying to thin down the toe of that foot. As you can see, it's starting to look like a foot. We're going to square that up. in this direction, planish it down in this direction, and again, square it back up in this direction. Just like so. Okay, so there we have it. We have our little foot there on the end. Now we're going to go ahead and knock out this knee, dress that back in, and go ahead and straighten up this foot back a little bit. We want to use some back face blows and get that nice and square to plane. Once we've got that, we'll flip it around and obviously draw out our struck end. Alright, we're going to dress out the knee. That'll help direct and center up our hammer blows down through the actual planishing foot here. Dress it in this direction. And now we're going to use some back face hammer blows to dress out the squareness of the foot, to square it up in reference. And then last but not least, we will go ahead and knock the corners off like in other videos before we draw out this end. So I'll do that off camera, and I'll come back to you when we draw out the other end of this. Okay, so now I've drawn out the back taper on this for the struck end. One thing that I'm getting into here is I noticed that I'm a little off to the, if you were to look at the heel going towards the toe, I'm a little off to the right. So I need to take and push that taper back over a little bit. And the way that I'm going to do that is by getting it on the anvil, and instead of a really steep angle like this, I'm going to give it a little less angle and just tap it back in line. So I'll get this heated up one more time and then do that. But basically, this is how you forge your foot tool. You'll want to take and let it go ahead and go through an annealing cycle or a normalizing cycle after you get done forging it. And, you know, to let it relax from all the forging. Make sure to come back in step 2 of this video series for sure to watch me file this into the correct shape of this planishing foot tool. And then the last one we'll do the hardening and tempering of it, which there'll be a little bit of a trick just because of this foot here on the end will be a little narrower and a little thinner than what the back is. And there's a little extra special treatment you have to do here when you quencher it. So that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and a comment. Let me know what you have any questions. And like always, God bless you, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.